with doctors, researchers and therapists to develop systems, equipment and devices to solve clinical problems. They are one of the cogs in the medical field. On Doctor's Diary, we bring you the story of Jesse Biwott, a biomedical engineer at AIC Kijabe Hospital. Biwott started off as a casual security guard in the hospital before his breakthrough, and now he is the head of the biomedical department.
My name is Jesse Kipkurgat Biwott. I'm a biomedical engineer. We take care of medical equipment. Basically, it's repair, maintenance, installation, calibration. Yeah, that is majorly our work.
Biwott wanted to join the army, but that did not work out. He then opted for analytical chemistry, but again, that was not to happen.
I've been here counting 6 years now, 6.5 years. My encounter has been tremendous improvement, and I've been able to gain much since my inception to the hospital until at this level, and I can attest that I am greatly experienced more than the way I came.
It is the university course selection process that landed him in biomedical engineering, a profession he has come to love and embrace.
The normal selection process, and landed myself in medical engineering, doing a course in medical engineering. So I went to Mount Kenya University for my 3 years diploma, 3.5-year diploma for medical engineering technology, which was successful. I graduated in 2014 at Mount Kenya University main campus Thika. That is when now it dawned to me that it's not only books, now it's hands-on, back to whatever you are taught, you have to relate in the field. So since then, in 2014, I graduated in 2014, July. And from there, I have, I started as a normal Kenyan, starting to job search, looking for work, what you can do, where you can fit in. And by that time, I had my diploma. So when I came to Kijabe the first time, I wanted an internship in my field, medical engineering, but I did not get it instantly as expected. So I had to wait for my chance to come, and I didn't get it. So the only available opportunity at that time was casual security.
Fresh from campus and full of ambitions, Biwott expected to get a job immediately, but that did not work in his favor until he went to Kijabe Mission Hospital and requested for an internship opportunity. The only available position was that of a casual security guard, and he took it up.
I joined the security team for a period of 6 months, bearing in mind I had my diploma by that time, but occasionally we used to meet with the biomeds who are here, the medical engineers who are here during that time. My work as a security guard was the most challenging was during the night time, because remember in my area we don't have, like Kijabe is a place of wind. So this place has a lot of wind, and I had not familiarized myself with it. So during the time when the night shift, we were going for night shift from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. So, and here it's a very windy place, so you had to be very active. Your ears had to be perfect, because the noise and all that, the wind during the night and all that. And then this place is also cold to those who haven't been here. But as long as you stay here for a while, then you'll be okay. But during our time at security, we had to put on a lot of gear because of the cold and the wind and all that, but it all goes on with time.
After 6 months of being a security guard at the hospital, Biwott decided to go back home thinking of what to do next. Little did he know that a phone call from the hospital would mark the beginning of his breakthrough.
I remember it was in 2015, February of 2015. That is when I went back home to rethink and know and search more of where I can get experience in medical engineering. But in March that year, I was called by the hospital to come and take up a role in locum. I do a locum. It's not, I was not fully employed, but I was, let's say, it's a form of internship before one is being employed. So during that period is when now I met the biomeds here, and they took me through whatever they do. And because remember that time I was still fresh, I had never, only my attachment, I had only done attachment, but I had not fully experienced medical equipment and repair and doing all that. So the team that was led by Harun Nyamu, who was the lead biomed by that time, is who took me up. And at this juncture that I am in, I can say I owe my gratitude to them for the way they instilled the experience in me. Until right now, I'm the head of this section. I work with a team of 3, Nicholas and Bernard. Those are the guys who we run together.
Biomedical engineering was first introduced in the country in the year 1986 at the now Technical University of Mombasa. It is now offered in a variety of institutions, but Biwott feels biomedical engineers like him are neglected professions.
It's a forgotten lot, but it's because we have focused more on the other health workers, but we are majorly the people who make the hospital run. Let's say for a surgeon to operate the surgical light, I have to certify that it is working for the surgeon to work. The anesthesia machine for the anesthesia team to work, I have to be there. So we all need each other in this field, but Kenya needs to work on upgrading the biomedical field and making it more recognizable.
Just like any other profession, biomedical engineering comes with its own challenges, but Biwott has learned to deal with them as they come.
The most challenging part of being a biomedical engineer, especially in equipment, it's when you meet an equipment that you've never interacted with it before. So it will be challenging, but little by little, with the interest you have in it, you will be able to gain and know how it works. First of all, you have to know how it works so that you know how to repair it. We have several instances, let's say in ICU, in theater, where things are still running. So let's say, for example, I can give an example in theater. A theater operational case is still happening, and then, for instance, an anesthesia machine breaks down. You have to be prompt to be in there and you repair it so that the case can continue. But if you don't have the necessary skills and understand the machine, then it will be a challenge. So you should know which type of equipment is in this room and the functionality and how you can repair it in case it brings or malfunctions in the middle of a case. Because before any case, you have to set up the machine to be fully functional so that the case can proceed. If the machine is not functional, the case cannot proceed. So in case the machine malfunctions in the middle of a case, you have to be there, you have to be prompt in your work and make sure things are back to normal so that the hospital can run.
The COVID-19 pandemic also brought about a new challenge for Biwott and his colleagues: repairing and maintaining ventilators and other equipment needed for COVID-19 treatment. This was challenging, especially at the beginning of the outbreak.
When COVID came, a lot of things were disrupted. And it found us, let's say it found us as having a little knowledge in the background of how to handle an emergency, and a patient is, let's say, positive or unknown. So first of all, you have to protect yourself, and then the promptness of saving that life through your work in making sure the ventilators are working properly and all that. So there is a machine that malfunctioned, and this machine is a ventilator. It's a Zoll 731 Plus series. So this ventilator was not giving the proper delivery for the patient to be able to breathe on its own, and the saturations were really going down. So at this time you have to enter the COVID ward, change, do everything. So during this time you have to prepare yourself, change into the right attire, the right PPE, because you can't go with your normal clothes in a COVID ward. So that time of changing and doing all that, until, unlike the normalcy where you know you're just going to a room and repair and all that and go out. So this time when COVID came, you have a lot of things to do before you reach your stationed place to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is through these challenges that he has had his proudest moments as a biomedical engineer.
What makes me proud as an engineer, as a medical engineer, is the impact I bring to an equipment, to repairing an equipment that is supposed to save a life. So if I come in and an equipment has malfunctioned, and then I'm able to get it back to working normally, and it's saving a life elsewhere, that is my main proud moment. Yeah.
So,
muda umeni mpaka mapua imeswetwa.
Biwott says he has gotten to where he is now because of the moral support from his family. When he is not at work, he spends time with his wife, whom he got married to last year in December.
My parents assisted me and my siblings in, actually they know that I'm in Kijabe, so wherever they pass through the highway, they have to give me a call and say, okay, we are here, we're at the junction to Kijabe Hospital and all that. But majorly they gave me moral support, and like all fathers and mothers do, they have to support their kids to the fullest so that they can achieve their potential. I'm married with one wife. Currently I don't have a kid, but in the process.
His advice to anyone who wants to practice biomedical engineering?
First of all, should be aggressive and should be interested. Those are the two things I can give you. You should be aggressive and interested. Like right now, in the country, you can train medical engineers. You can train many. But how many are willing to go that extra mile so that they can achieve their dream of being an engineer who can repair medical equipment? So you have to be aggressive and interest. Those are the two major pillars that I can give.
Biwott is definitely a force to reckon with in his field. His only hope is that biomedical engineering can be made more recognizable in the country so that more people can follow in his footsteps. Chebet Birir for Doctor's Diary, KTN News.